trying to keep up-ish. Conquest again. Pretty much the same as last time. I know they tweaked a few things. So far in sectors 1, 2, and 3, I really haven't noticed much of a difference at all. I'm sure that will change as we get to sectors 4 and 5 and whatever. Look, I fully understand and appreciate that Conquest is a chance to use your whole roster, and if you want to do that, that is fine and your prerogative. My points are really just to show you that you only need a handful of teams at their best, so to speak. Sure, you'll need teams in order to satisfy some of the requirements like full Jedi, full Sith, no tanks, but it's really not that difficult. And as I go along, I always try to stay middle of the road so that I can go to either of the tactic cards or shops or whatever just to keep my options open. This time around, I'm having a little bit better luck with the turn meter reduction on damage tactic cards. Those are pretty helpful. Rosie is clawing at the door to the terrace. I guess she wants to go out to pee, so give me 2 seconds. All right, so I'm back. I don't even remember what I was talking about. I was talking about Conquest, I guess, but... in more exciting news, Falcon and the Winter Soldier was awesome. I really, really enjoyed Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So if you haven't seen it, or if you don't have Disney Plus, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Unless it's not available in your region yet, in which case I guess I have to understand. But yeah, Falcon and the Winter Soldier was awesome. Absolutely awesome. I thought it was well written. It's a couple good laughs, a couple of real serious moments, so I thoroughly enjoyed it. They handle the race issue, I think, rather well, because of course it's going to come up. Even outside of current socio-political circumstances, the race ig was going to come up, and I think that they handled it extremely well. So yeah, big fan of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Definitely liked it more than WandaVision. I didn't hate WandaVision. Not totally my cup of tea, but I did not hate it. But Falcon and the Winter Soldier is absolutely excellent. And with that being said, Bad Batch will be coming out on May the 4th, our favorite day of the year, without question. So I am excited for that, of course. I obviously, like many, would prefer something live action, but given that it's a Clone Wars offshoot or spinoff, and given COVID and how difficult it is and has been and probably will continue to be in filming something live action, I'm excited to at least have something to look forward to again now that Falcon and the Winter Soldier has concluded. And I think that Disney is playing this rather smartly. They have a bunch of things lined up, and they are slow releasing them to hold them over until they can really film more stuff or create more new content. Oh, good. Look, the game froze here. That's wonderful. It's wonderful. Okay, I guess we're going to have to restart the game. So yeah, very excited about Bad Batch. And then that'll hold us over for a little bit in the late spring and early summer. I'm not sure exactly how many episodes it is. And then I'm not sure what we have in the fall before we get Mando Season 3 and the Book of Boba Fett, which I'm also looking forward to, obviously, for obvious reasons. But I'm sure there'll be something else to hold us over for late summer or fall or whatever. Whether it's Marvel or Disney, I don't know, I don't remember, but I'm sure there'll be something. And yeah, so if you don't have Disney Plus, what are you doing? Full disclosure, I am a Disney shareholder, so I have a double bias, I guess you could say, in wanting people to sign up for Disney Plus. Anecdotally, Disney Plus has been one of the big reasons why Disney's stock has done so well over the last year and a half, despite parks being closed for the same time frame, the last year and change. The parks are finally opening up, by the way. The parks are finally opening up. So I know a lot of people haven't traveled in the last year and a half. I briefly traveled to San Diego after having been fully vaccinated, of course. But yeah, so that'll be great. And I would imagine Disney's earnings will reflect the rejuvenated spirit of the American people. And the people of the world, really. Yeah, a lot of stocks have been doing very well in terms of price action, but also really in terms of earnings, because that, well, to me anyway, that matters more than anything else, unless you're a Reddit trader. And that's still happening, but it is, I wouldn't maybe not say slowed, but the market has grown a little bit more accustomed to the Reddit trading phenomenon and takes it a little bit more in stride than they did in January, February, where it created a good bit of tumult for the markets. But yeah, earnings season for the most part, by and large, the vast majority of earnings season has been really, really incredible in terms of the actual earnings. The subsequent price actions, as I've mentioned before, have been quite terrible. Of companies that I own, Apple, Caterpillar, Microsoft all reported absolute blowout earnings and all dropped at least 5% after having done so. Which, like as I previously stated, I think that there's just a good bit of froth. We've come a long way, even since 6 months ago. And then also there's the old adage that I don't necessarily ascribe to, but many people do, so it's still a thing. Sell in May and go away. A lot of people sell in May. There's really no real reason for it. If anything, historically, I've used it as buying opportunity and done pretty well on that. I think that it makes sense for the markets to rebalance and recalibrate given the last 14, 15 months that we have had. I still think that companies like, big tech has had a meteoric rise over the last 14 months. But I still think that companies like Microsoft and Apple, their earnings are there. Their growth is there. Like, sure, they've outperformed the market over the last 14 months, like I said, but their growth is still there. It's not like they're going to, Microsoft reported like a 50% increase in their cloud clientele in Azure. 50% increase. Even if it slows, which I'm sure it will at some point, but even if it slows, it'll slow to what? 40%? I mean, it's not going to just drop off. Sure, at a certain point, there's diminishing returns or market saturation, but I don't think we're there yet. I mean, the three biggest cloud services are Azure from Microsoft, Amazon's AWS, and then Google. Sure, there are other players there, of course, but those are the three kings. So I don't know, and just because even when COVID is gone, right? And we don't even know that it ever necessarily will be totally gone, but even when COVID is comparatively gone, not everybody is going to go back to work full time. You know, people have realized that they can do a large part of their jobs from home offices. Why would companies spend exorbitant amounts of money on, commercial rental space if you can have a lot of your workforce working from home? Sure, not all sectors are going to be able to do that, but a large portion of the private sector should be able to do that, save for, actual commercial storefront businesses, retail, food, dining, leisure and hospitality. But you tell me financial companies, insurance companies, market research companies, I mean, there's so much of the workforce that could theoretically work from home. So, and in rents, commercial rents in Boston, New York, DC, LA, San Fran, all of the major cities, the commercial property rents are insane. So why would you do that when you can save your company money and improve your top and bottom lines by not, Jesus, these Sith are savage, by not having that kind of a liability, financial liability. Actually, maybe also, general liability, because you don't want people congregating too much. Anyway, I don't know. I just, there's so much that we have yet to see in terms of the after effects of COVID, and I don't even mean health-wise. I mean fiscally, economically. There's a lot that we have yet to fully figure out, and we'll figure it out. I mean, this is America. We'll figure it out one way or the other. It might take us a while, but we'll figure it out. I mean, COVID is still a very real threat in many parts of the world, so it's going to be a little bit. And again, same thing as a result, because COVID is still here. I mean, companies like Microsoft and Google and all these big tech names, I mean, they still have a lot of market share that they can pick up. At least that's how I think. So there's a lot left to figure out yet, including but not limited to a couple of these Conquest battles. Anyway, that's how I feel. I still own Microsoft. The only thing that I did change was I finally rolled my dad's 401k that I inherited. I finally rolled it over into an inherited IRA account. And I have been dabbling with some semiconductors due to the semiconductor shortage, which shows no signs of abating at the moment. So I did initiate a very small position in the semiconductor ETF, for which the symbol is SMH. Shaking my head. It's got Taiwan Semi in there. It's got Nvidia in there. It's got Intel in there, which has been crushed. It's got a lot of different. Well, it's an ETF. It's got a lot of different semiconductor holdings. And the reason why I did that is because I really wanted to buy Intel on a rebound, because Intel's gotten hammered. Honestly, probably will continue to get hammered, but has a great dividend. But I think it's just easier for me, in terms of trying to time stuff, to not try to time stuff. And I bought SMH because, I mean, we need semiconductors for fucking everything. Cars, computers, everything. And there's just a tremendous shortage. By the way, this is the team. I think I ended up swapping out the crew for someone else. I don't remember, but this is the team to get the 4 kills at once. It's just, you got to be careful because this is only Sector 1, and SLKR hits like a truck. So it's a little bit of a luck of the draw kind of a thing, but this is the team to do it. Yeah, you see, it's just too much DPS sometimes. But so I'm dabbling in that ETF, the semiconductor ETF. So we'll see how it goes.